Hello everyone and welcome to a new tutorial. In today's video we are going to localize our Laravel application and install some languages, see how we can use translations, redirects and everything, all the setup in order to have languages and translations. I'm going to start by creating a new branch as I used to, and this is how we are going to work for each tutorial we are going to make. So the first two commands is actually to eval an agent as I got used to. So eval agent, is this big enough? I hope so. Adding the key to the agent, then create a new branch. uh, let's name it localize, and then pushing it to origin. So like this we have everything set up. um, like I told you last time, the first time I enter in container and I start working again on the project, I like to update my dependencies. So I do a composer and npm update, and this will kind of update my packages. In order to work with translations, I discovered this nice package from. There are actually three packages from Laravel Lang. The Lang, the publisher, and attributes. This will help you have translations for everything that it's in relation with Laravel, including like starter kits. So only something extra that you add, you need to like add translations to that. So this is like quite nice. I'm gonna show you in a second how to use it. So we need to install in the dev the Lang publisher, Lang and attributes. I do all that, and this will give me access to 4 new commands. So if I go PHP artisan, I will have like lang add, lang reset, lang rm, and lang update. This will see in here what it does. So if I go right now in the lang folder, I have an default with some things in here. If I want to have like exposed everything that it's related to the NO language with this package, I can do PHP artisan lang update. This will update all the languages that are installed and add everything uh, related to what you've used, including starter kits. So if I go back in here, I'll have all this for the validation and all this for the starter kit that will be in there. If I want to add a new language, I'll go PHP artisan lang add and then the shortcut for that language. So for example, if I want to add Romanian, it will be like this. So as you can see, everything in here it's translated into raw, and everything in related to the starter kits are translated into Romanian as well. If we go inside vendor, Laravel Lang and Lang, and locales. In here you'll see a list of all the locales that these packages have translations for. So if you want to add any of those, feel free to add. I'll stop at those two so we can test everything that we are doing. So we have all that in here. Let's continue. If we like run update every time, we'll update all the language installed. If we want to remove one lang rm, and we'll remove that specific language. So in order to continue, I'm gonna go to the config, and in the app, I'm gonna set, we have this, the locale, the default locale, and I'm gonna set a list of available locales, like a new um, variable in here in the config app. So I'm gonna go available locales, and I'm gonna go with English, let's say, and that will be with its shortcode, and Romanian, which will be like this, and shortcode will be this. I prefer this approach, but it's not necessarily to be like your approach. Um, if you want to define this in a table, you can like create a new model, migration, and everything else, and save in a model. Actually, if you want to see how to work with locales in database in a table, let me know in the comments, and next time I will migrate them from config to table, and you can see how to use them as a table. So we added in here. The next bit is to go to the roots. There are like couple of implementations that you can use in there, and I personally prefer one of them, and this will be to always have the language defined in your root. That means if you are like on slash, so let's say if you are like on slash, we want to redirect to um, to an available locale. So I'm gonna go like for the slash root, I'm gonna go and define a redirect. So I'm gonna say return and then redirect, and the redirect will be like to the app locale. So if someone enters directly to the slash, I want to redirect it to the default locale that I have defined in the config, which in my case it's no. So I have this for all the other routes. I want to have them, let's say, slash locale and then like whatever route I have defined. So in order to do that, I will create a group. So I say group, and in this group, like I said, the prefix I want to be a locale, and I want to use a middleware. So I'm gonna go middleware, and let's say maybe set locale, and then this will be like have everything else included. So all the routes that we defined last time we created will be inside this newly group that I created. Um, we'll have like, let me change all this to be static because it will be a lot better. Okay. So the slash will redirect to default language locale, Laravel locale, and then we have a group defined for the locale that goes through middleware. We want to create that middleware and see what we should add to it. So I'm gonna go in here and go make middleware and name it set locale. I've created this middleware that will be in middlewares. I want to add it in the kernel. So in the root middleware, I put a new middleware that will be set locale, and that will be my new class that I created, set locale class. So we have defined in here. Now let's see like what should have we should take like the default locale, but we should have a place in mind where we want to save. I usually save it in the session. but if you want to use something else, you can use like cookie or some other things. I prefer like the session. So I'm gonna go and grab the locale from session if it exists. So I'm gonna go try to get locale, or default will be like um, maybe like come on, current locale. Like this. um I'll try to grab the session from like the locale from the session. Then I want to see if, let's say, someone will hit directly a root like this, so it comes with an URL. Even if it's, let's say, in session it's saved n, but someone accesses slash browse slash login, what language should we display to the user? The This one, or the one he overwrite because he accessed a root with the locale already set in the root? Obviously we want this one. So I'm gonna get the root from segment. So I'm gonna go like request locale, and will be like request segment and then one. um, I know because I set in here that the first should be um, locale. So in this case, I know always um, the first segment should be a locale. Now I verify if the request has a valid locale. So I go if in array request locale, and that will be an available locales that I defined in here. So it will be config app available locales. Let me copy that. So if I have a valid locale, then I set my locale becomes request locale. So I overwrite the locale with that. If I don't have a valid locale, let's say someone entered like maybe the something, uh, the it isn't yet activated, or enters directly, let's say login, he saw somewhere and he wants like that route. Well, that means he didn't like navigate to our website, and therefore login route is not like this. It's a language, an available language, and then login, and that's like a valid route. So in case there is no valid route, we say redirect the user to the locale that it's in session or default locale. So then that will do this. In general, in array, it's better to like have it with strict. Now that we have locale, what are the next steps? So first, it's like to set locale, the new locale might be the same, but like this we kind of override. Then for the URL, we kind of set like the defaults, and then we say locale to be our locale. So like this, any root, URL, whatever will have locale in the build. We'll see in a second what I meant by that. And then we save in the session. So I go session put, and then locale, like the new locale. If it comes like I told you from here, it might be a new locale, otherwise will be the same. It's no harm in this. And then returning the request. Let me arrange this and imports and everything. So like this should look our set locale. Now I think we have everything in place. We can like test our application to see if it works. So if I go in here, I have like this was before tutorial.local.com. If I enter like this, I'm redirected automatically to /n. If I go /row in the root, it will work. If I go, let's say DA or something else, I'm redirect to the last one that I was, row, because that was in session. If I go slash login directly, it will redirect to default that. And if we like hover over the roots, you'll see they are like /n slash register or /n slash login, because they're changed. Let's put some text in here in the welcome where it's that. So should be in resources, views, welcome. Let's do some translations in here. So this will be like translations of login, and this will be translations of register. These are in the n and row JSON if we are searching for them in here. So register, login, they are like in here. So all good with that. So now let's see if this work with row and no. So I'm on row. This will be like this. If I go to row, we have Autentificare, registrare. So that's like Romanian translated. If we go back to Enu, we have all this. Now, the next steps will be to add a language switcher. So we to actually like switch them. Let me put those somewhere in here in a similar way to this. So let me copy this block, but remove the hidden part. So we'll have okay, why? Oh, yeah, no, no. Let me actually put in here. I don't want to overcomplicate this too much. So um, else, and then let's put some extra in here. So we want to go and say like this: for each config available available locale. How do I name that? Available locales. So I want like for each available locale as locale point. I'm gonna do something like um, easy, and next time we'll do like more complicated. So will be ref equals root locale root URL locale, and in here will be the key. So let's go key locale, or maybe language, then locale. Yeah, let's go like this. So in here will be the language, and in here URL locale. I'm not really sure it will work, but let's hope. So now we have English, uh, uh, and if I hit Romana, it will go here. If I hit English, and I have both available. Obviously, from this can be like disabled if we are already on English, to disable English, or maybe to do a drop down, or yeah, the possibilities are endless. But like this, we add languages and localize a Laravel application. If you have any questions, I'm waiting for them in the comment section. And if you want to see more as well, I'm waiting for you in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see next time. Don't forget to add your comments about what you want to see in our Laravel application. We will complicate it as much as we can, and I'll try to show you all the hidden parts of it. So any suggestion will be more than welcome. Thanks for watching again and happy coding. See you next time.